Hi, I'm Veronica. I teach functional yoga, somatic yoga, and I'm also a Thai yoga massage therapist. Today I would like to show you a few somatic exercises and also a few self-massage practices that you can use to release the tension and pressure in your neck. And before we start, I'd like to point out that it's actually not ideal to focus just on one part of the body, for example only on the neck and on the shoulders, because everything is connected in the body. And actually I would like to show you how does it work, how those connections work with a small experiment. So let's just sit on the floor for a moment. Place the feet on the ground and you can have the hands behind you so that it's more comfortable for you. And then just look at the ceiling. Lift your gaze, look at the ceiling and notice the sensations, how far you can reach, how much you can see, how does it feel, and then bring the head back to the center. Now all the next moves are going to be done very consciously and very slowly. That's quite important. So let's start by sliding the right heel away until the leg is straight. So slowly we're stretching out right leg. And at the end of this movement, flex the foot so that the heel lifts a little bit. Then curl all the toes under and then point the foot, release the toes. And start sliding the heel towards you again until the whole foot lands on the ground, and at the end of this movement lift all the toes up and then release the toes and relax everything. We're gonna repeat it 2 times on that side. So slowly slide the heel away as fluently as possible. And then flex the foot, curl the toes under, and point the foot, and again slide the heel towards you. And once the foot is down, lift the toes, lower the toes. Last time, slide the heel away from you. Flex the foot, curl the toes under, point the foot, and then slide the heel towards you. And once the foot is down, lift all the toes and release the toes. And we'll repeat the same on the other side. So you're gonna slide the left heel away from you slowly until the leg is straight. Then you can lift the heel a tiny bit, curl the toes under, point the foot and slide the heel towards you. Once the foot is down, lift all the toes and lower the toes. Second round, slide the heel away from you, flex the foot, curl the toes, point the foot and slide the heel towards you. Then at the end of the movement, lift the toes up. And the last time. Heel away, flex the foot, lift the heel, curl the toes, point the foot, slide the heel towards you, and once the foot is down, lift all the toes, release the toes. And then look up again and notice. Maybe you could get a little bit farther, you could see a little bit more, maybe there was less pressure in the back of the neck. And if it seems magical or very weird to you, then don't be surprised. It's all about the fascia. The fascial trains that start from the sole of the foot and lead all the way along the back of the body till the scalp. So any tension anywhere along the back of the body could actually reveal itself as a tension in the neck, which is important to remember. And now we're gonna sit in any comfortable seated position. So you could sit cross-legged, you could sit just at the chair, even at the desk, or you could sit between the heels. I'm gonna sit between the heels, that's the most comfortable position for me. And just make sure that there is no tension anywhere in the body, that the spine has all the natural curves. And we're gonna begin with working with the movement of eyeballs. And again, if that surprises you, there is a direct connection between the muscles in the eyeballs and between the muscles at the back of the skull. So we want to release some tension from there. We're going to start with moving the eyes all the way to the right. And we're going to keep the gaze there. If that makes you feel dizzy or makes you feel sick, you can always close your eyes and just keep the eyeballs in the same position. And then let your right ear drop to the right shoulder. So the head is heavy, the shoulders are relaxed. And you're gonna see now the floor on your right hand side. So try to keep on looking at one particular point, not to move eyeballs around. And stay for some time. Relaxing here as much as possible. And then slowly bring your head back to the center and your gaze back to the center, and you can try to look, rather than looking at the screen, try to look forward somewhere ahead, so that your eyes can rest. And then we're gonna do it on the other side. So move your eyeballs all the way to the left. Keep them there. Let your left ear drop to the left shoulder. So you're gonna look now on the floor on the left hand side. And the head is heavy, the shoulders are relaxed. If it feels just slightly weird, but not uncomfortable, it doesn't make you feel sick, then try to stick to it. Stay for a couple of breaths more. Trying to keep the gaze at one point, and then bring the head back to the center and look straight ahead. And you can even just look at a few objects, some closer to you, some farther away, just to give some diversity. It's very resting for the eyes. And then we're gonna move the eyeballs all the way to the right again, but this time it will be the left ear dropping to the left shoulder. So you're gonna end up looking at the ceiling on your right hand side. It's the same thing, the shoulders are relaxed. Try to keep the eyes at one spot. It might be challenging, the eyes will have that tendency to search for something interesting to look at, but try to keep the eyes in one position. Stay for a while. And then slowly bring the head back to the center. Look straight ahead. And finally move the eyes all the way to the left. Let the right ear drop to the right shoulder, so you end up looking at the ceiling on your left hand side. Stay for some time. Trying to relax here as much as possible. Then slowly bring the head back to the center. Look straight ahead, and if you want to give your eyes a little bit of rest, you can close your eyes for a moment and just cup the eyes with your hands. And that darkness is very, very calming and resting for your eyes. So you can always do it from time to time when you sit in front of the screen for a long time. And then you can take your hands away. And we're going to do a few shoulder rolls, but maybe slightly differently than you're used to. So first we're gonna roll the shoulders forward, but at that one point when the shoulders will be at the highest, you want to press slightly with your hands, palms down, against the thighs. And then you move the shoulders forward, down, and it's very important to relax everything once you complete the circle. So we're gonna do it 3 times. Move the shoulders back, up. Once they're at the highest point, press with the palms against the thighs, move them forward, and then release. One more time. Large circle. Try to make it as smooth as possible. Press a little bit with the hands against the thighs at one point, and then release everything. And then just change the position of the hands, so you're gonna have backs of the hands touching the thighs, and we're gonna roll the shoulders backwards. So first they move forward, then up, and again at the highest point you're pressing with the backs of the hands against the thighs, then move the shoulders farther back, and finally release them down and relax all the muscles. And try to make this movement as smooth as possible. As fluid, as smooth as possible. Remembering to press with the backs of the hands against the thighs when the shoulders are at their highest point. And then release the shoulders, and you can relax the hands. The next move is easier. You're just going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears on the inhale. And on the exhale, you're gonna lower them, but very, very slowly. Slowly move the shoulders away from the ears, and at the end of this movement, you just relax all the muscles. So on the inhale, you're bringing the shoulders up towards the ears. So everything shortens and contracts, and then on the exhalation, very slowly, very consciously, you're moving the shoulders away from the ears. And then at the end of this movement, just make sure that you relax the shoulders. One more time. Inhale, reach with the shoulders high up towards the ears, and with exhalation, slowly move them away, again as smoothly as possible, and then relax everything. Now we're gonna make a similar move, but add to that the movement of the neck. So you can imagine that you're like a turtle that is hiding its head into the shell. So you're going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears, and at the same time lift the chin up, so your gaze turns upwards. That's the inhalation, everything shortens and contracts. And then on exhalation, slowly your head returns to the center, and at the same time the shoulders lower. And remember to relax everything when you finish. Again, 3 times at your own pace. Shoulders up, chin up, everything contracts, you're hiding the head into its shell. And then slowly the head returns and the shoulders relax. And the last time. Try to make that movement of the shoulders downwards a little bit slower than lifting. And then we're going to do the same, but just on one side. So now you're going to bring the left shoulder towards the left ear and move the chin away from the shoulder. And then slowly the head returns to the center, and you release the shoulder. Repeat 3 times on one side. So you're contracting the entire left side, and the chin moves away. That's inhale, and now exhale. Slowly the head returns and the shoulder relaxes. Last time. And the same on the other side. Right shoulder towards the ear and the chin away. Then slowly head returns and the shoulder relaxes. Few times trying to extend this process of coming back, of bringing the head back and releasing the shoulder. Okay, and we're going to also work a little bit on the position of the head. Because very often we have that tendency for the head to move forward, just because we keep on looking at this mobile or something that is just underneath. So that makes the head feel really heavy. So we're just gonna try to bring the chin back towards the back of the neck. And you can think of this movement as of walking up the stairs. So you're moving your chin up the stairs so that it reaches towards the back and top of your neck. And you can repeat this movement a couple of times. It's quite subtle. And just pay attention, you're not moving your chin. You don't move your chin up or down. It's just sort of pushing it back so that you can feel the lengthening at either side of the neck and maybe also at the back of the neck. Okay. Good. We're going to also pay some attention to the front of the neck. So now place one hand on top of the other and just feel that weight of the hands. The hands are just below the collarbones. They will be pulling on the skin of your chest, pulling it down. And then lift your head, but just a little bit, and focus on reaching with the chin forward. You can even push the lower jaw in front of the upper jaw, so that you start feeling that lengthening in the front of the neck. It's mostly the movement of the chin and jaw that gives you that sensation. And you could also just draw a sort of rainbow shape with the chin, searching for some new sensations also at the sides of the neck. So experiment with that, and you can try to relax your jaw when you do that. Try not to tense it up too much. Okay. And then release the hands. A very useful move is the one that releases the tension from the back of the neck. It's a self-massage move. So maybe I'll show it first from the front and then from the back. You're going to place the hand on the back of the neck and your arm will be high up, so the elbow pointing up. And then you want to keep the hand where it is and just move your arm and head. So the hand stays, and in one movement you're gonna bring the elbow forward and turn your gaze towards that elbow. So you're turning the head to the right and you are reaching with the elbow forward. And it's important that you don't slide the fingers along the neck. You're keeping the hands in the same position, sort of wringing out the back of the neck. And I can show you the same on the other arm, that's from behind. So the hand is on the neck. You can turn the head a little bit away first, and then in one move you move the elbow forward and you turn the head to the left, and that wrings out the back of the neck. You can repeat it a couple of times. And then release. And it should bring some immediate relief in the neck. Okay. And just as I said, it's good to add also working with the entire body. So we're going to do now a movement that involves the spine and the pelvis. I'm going to show it to you from sideways so that you have a clearer view. So you can also do it sitting on the chair. And we're going to now lift the head, but moving from the space between the shoulder blades. So imagine that your neck starts in between of the shoulder blades, so that when you'll be lifting your head up, you actually start from that space between the shoulder blades and your whole spine arches. And you're gonna notice that also your pelvis gets involved in that movement. And then we're gonna look down, same way, so you're gonna round the back and let the head drop, look at your belly and feel that the pelvis rotates in the other direction. So you're starting the movement from the space between the shoulder blades, arching the spine, letting the pelvis rotate so that you are sticking your bum out a little bit and look up. And then you're gonna round the back, let the head drop, and feel that the pubic bone is sort of coming closer towards the navel. And keep on moving again as smoothly as possible, trying to engage the entire body, your whole spine and the pelvis working together. So just make sure that you are not missing out on any part of that chain. On inhalation, you're looking up, and on exhalation, you're rounding and letting the head drop. And then come back to the center. And it might feel very different in the spine, even after that really simple move. In the next move, we're going to try to move the head away from the spine. Sounds a little scary, but actually it's quite a nice thing to do. So you're going to place the thumbs just underneath your cheekbones, and the remaining fingertips, they will be resting somewhere on the skull so that it's comfortable. And it's very important that you don't clutch onto your bones, that you're just really gently touching those bones with fingertips. So you don't really want to do anything with the head. The head stays as it is. The position of the head doesn't change. And you're going to imagine that you want to lift your head high above the spine, and what you're gonna do in fact is slightly, really gently and subtly pulling with the fingers upwards, so that you're encouraging the skull to move away from the neck and create some space in between of the vertebrae in the cervical spine. So the key to this movement is to go really gently and slowly. If you yank the head up, nothing is gonna happen. You really want to do it gently. Simply encourage the head to go that way. And after a while, you might start noticing some lengthening sensation along the sides and the back of the neck. That's what you're looking for. And then release. Great. And finally, wonderful resting practice for the neck. So if you're sitting at the table, it's nice to place your elbows just on the desk for more support, but you can still do it with the arms in the air. It's just gonna be less comfortable. And as I'm sitting on the ground, I'm actually going to place my feet on the ground and rest my elbows on the thighs. So that's another option. And then just place the palms at either side of the neck, very gently. And what you're gonna do is to give the weight of the side of the neck onto one hand. So let's say we're starting from the left side. You just give the weight of the left side of your neck to the left hand. You're not dropping the head. It has nothing to do with the head. What you want to release and relax and melt is the neck. So you might find it almost as if that neck was melting into your palm. Just rest there for some time, focusing on giving that weight of the neck into the hand. And then you simply shift the weight to the right side of the neck. So, again, don't confuse it with moving the head or letting the head drop. It's all about your neck. You're propping, giving that weight of the neck into the hand. Stay for some time and consciously relax. Relax into that hand as much as you can. Rest onto that support of the hand. And then come back. And the hands stay in the same position. Now you're just gonna use the fingers, the support of the fingers, to lean with the back of the neck into the hands. So you're not pressing with the fingers to the neck, you're just resting, like as if you're resting in an armchair. Your neck is resting into the fingers. And the head doesn't drop back. It's important that you don't drop the head back. Stay for some time. And then finally you're gonna rest the front of the neck into the hands. And if it's more comfortable for you, propping yourself on the elbows, you can come back to that position. So just make sure that you are not pressing onto your throat. And rest into the heels of the hands. If you're enjoying it, of course you can stay longer. If you think it's enough, you can just take away the hands and just notice that immediate release and relief in the neck. Just enjoy it. You can test your neck now. How does it feel by moving the head from side to side or just tilting it from side to side. You can even try lifting the head up and down. Just notice the sensations in the neck now. And I hope it feels great, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you'd like to see more, just subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my Facebook page, Yoga with Veronica. Thank you very much.